everybody, happy Friday. Yes, it is Friday. I have not brought a Friday video in for a while, but as you all know, if you caught my video on Sunday last week down here in Texas with everything that was going on, a couple videos got pushed out, and so this one got pushed out as well. And I have a handbag and wallet. First of all, welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate it. And of course, hello to everyone who continues to tune in from week to week. So today is another goodie. So the day you're seeing this on Friday, you have today, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to get your entry in for BHM Pattern Designers. Let me pop up the graphic here. It ends on Sunday. Sunday is the last day to submit your entry before midnight Central Standard Time. So make sure you get your entry in, and make sure, if you have not visited the website, come Sunday midnight, the fabric as well as the t-shirts will be coming off the website. Any pen, enamel pens, and garment labels I have left over, those will remain on the website just to clear out that inventory. And please shop the inventory. If there's enamel pens and I order extra enamel pens and garment labels, so help me out, y'all. Go ahead and go shop over there. The enamel pens and the garment labels are on sale, but I've also added $5 shipping, so you can take advantage of that. And that the $5 shipping will end on the 28th as well. So yeah, make sure you jump on out to the website, y'all. Thank you so much for everybody who have been ordering and supporting. I greatly appreciate it. I can't say that enough. You will see a roundup of everything I've made for the month of February, because I know I appreciate everybody can't catch every video, but some people like the roundups, and so I'll do a roundup in March of everything that I made in February, so look out for that. And also beginning of March, you will see the montage of all of the entries that we captured, as well as the winners. So stay tuned. March we'll have those videos and some other videos, but I'll talk about that in March. And yes, we will have, the Sewing Buzz coming up on March 1st. And if you missed it, T from Compass T and Sewing did post this week her beautiful dress she made in one of the custom fabrics. I'll pop up a picture right here. Absolutely beautiful. And she did a video, so I will link her video down below in the description box, so please go show her some love. If you're on Instagram, go show her some love on Instagram. Yeah, love what she did with this dress. So let's jump into what this video is about today. So you all know, for those who don't know, who are newer to the channel, I absolutely love handbags. I love handbags, and ever since I started making them, I just want handbags. There's no such thing as too many handbags. I absolutely love them. But here's the thing. Can you believe I have not made a handbag? And I know I was promising it so long, but I have not made a handbag since, I think it was almost a year ago when I did this one. This is by Patterns by Mrs. H. Sewing Patterns by Mrs. H. I actually did a sew along on this. This is the hobo bag. I did a complete sew along on this, so I will link to the sew along down below. And this is a free pattern. The hobo is a free pattern, and I had made the matching wallet, right? This is an NCW. I think at the time I followed Kittenish Behaviors sew along for the NCW, and somebody else's, I feel like, but anyway, yeah, so that was the last handbag and wallet that I made. And here I'm thinking, oh, I'll make one once a month, because I do like them. I really do. Either I'll give them away. I will say, I had a custom order over the holidays in December. I have not shared that yet. I will share that video I'll share it soon. I did make a recording of it, not of me making it, but the final result and what the client wanted. But I'll share that soon. But that wasn't for me. So the last one I made for me was that set back in almost a year ago. So I decided, I knew when I did BHM Pattern Designers this year, I was like, I'm making me a handbag and wallet, because I just want one and it's been a while. So I decided to go with, of course, Black Pattern Designers. I'm kind of reaching for my materials here. I have chosen, the first one I'll talk about, the easy one I'll talk about, is the wallet. The wallet I picked is called the KaryAll Clutch. And this is by LejanaroB Patterns, who is also a sponsor for BHM Pattern Designers this year. But I made the KaryAll Clutch. And Lejanaro has a sew along for this clutch. It's a free pattern, free 99. It is a free pattern. So I'll link to her sew along in the description box, and then that way you can go and because she has a direct link there to where you can get the pattern. But at any rate, it is a free download. I highly suggest you do watch her sew along all the way through first, because she does mention a couple things in the beginning that's not mentioned in the pattern, and so you definitely want to make sure that you catch that, and I'll tell you what that is here. But here is mine. This is my wallet. Now the fabric I use for both this wallet and the handbag I'm going to show you, believe it or not, and I said, I'm going to push myself. I'm going to figure this out. I wanted to use this purple wool that I had left over. If any of you remember, I'll see if I can pop up a picture here. I made this coat 3 years ago in December. I still have it. Yeah, I made this coat here, and I had maybe about a yard left over, or a quarter yard, maybe, yeah, maybe closer to a yard, and a couple scraps left over of that. And for the longest time I always thought, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with this? And so I decided I'm gonna make a wallet and a handbag out of it. Now I will tell you all the materials that I use to kind of help myself along here. But here is the wallet. I put a little this is a button I sewed on in the front, and the reason I did that, I do have my label. I shared this for those who are on the newsletter. You already know about the wallet. You already know about the wallet I made, the items I made for my client. And you see that's a little crooked. I hand sewed that on a little crooked. But you all saw that. But anyway, so again, I'll share that in a future video. But the reason I did this is, okay, so this is the front. And so it opens up. So we have some card slots. You have a pocket here. You have a pocket here. And what's so super cute, you have a zipper here that you can put things in as well. I used, if you just saw my video from Wednesday, you know I made the Kalayla Ali 2981, that dress. This is some leftover fabric from that I decided to use for the zipper pocket. The rest is all canvas, the waterproof canvas, and of course it's purple. And so one of the things that Lejanaro mentioned in the original pattern, this centerpiece is about this space here is about 3.5 inches wider. And so, which will make this wider this way. And so she mentions in the video, she doesn't mention in the pattern, but if you see the video, she mentions if you don't want that much empty space or room, you can take out some of this center piece here, and that's what I did. I took out 3.5 inches because I didn't want it as long, but you don't have to. And so I will say, just so you all can see, here's my cell phone. And even though my cell phone is already in the case, I just want to show you, oops, my cell phone, if I were just to carry this by itself, fits let me just put this in here. It fits in here. If this was the only thing I was carrying with my with some money or my cards or whatever, easily fits. I can put change in here if I have it. Whoops. Sorry about that. I must have hit a button on my phone. But at any rate, so I can put change in here. I can put money on this side. And just so you can see, there are 1, 2, 3, 6 card slots. And I'm going to take out one of I have my Sam's Club card here. It is so super easy to see the card slot. So you have 6 areas to put cards. So super easy to put together. It took me approximately, because I was working off and on it, just under 2 hours. And that's probably long for this. If I just sat and did it from start to finish without any breaks, it probably would have taken me about an hour and 15 minutes. But it took me just under 2 hours because I was starting and stopping and doing other stuff. But yeah, this here turned out perfect and works with exactly what I want to use it for, which is a wallet. My NCW, I have, it was a couple, this is the one I did with the extra zipper closure. I never used that. And I said, if I ever make an NCW again, I won't do the 2 zipper closures because I never use it. And so I knew I wasn't going to miss an extra zipper closure in this because I don't use that when in the NCW as it stands. So yeah. So for me, it's definitely enough room to do what it is that I need to do and to put in here what I want to put in here. Now, she does say you can add a wristlet. I didn't want to add a wristlet because I usually don't carry wristlets and stuff like this. I just pop in and out of my bag or purse or whatever. Or if I'm carrying it just by itself, I'm good with carrying it like this. Now, the reason I added the little button on the front is I am going to get that, it's the stretch cording. It's stretch cording. I can get it at Joann's. And I'm just going to sew that on the back here so I can flip it around to close, to keep this closed so it doesn't swing open. You can put a snap on. I decided not to because had I thought about it when I was going through it, I would have added the snaps when I was constructing the zipper pocket and when I was constructing this. Otherwise, because she have you add the snaps towards the end, you are going through all of this and all of this, and I didn't want to do that. And so I said I'll just add a button, get the stretch cording, and that'll keep it closed with no problem. So yeah, I absolutely love it. My intentions for the outside, and I'll talk about that when I get into the handbag here, was to because the lining, I did not use any interfacing because I used the waterproof canvas. You don't need to interface that. I did interface the zipper pocket though. But my intentions for the fabric is I used Woven Fuse 2, which you get from Barb's Bags interfacing. My intention was to use Decaville Light instead of Woven Fuse 2, but at the time when I started working on this, I could not find my Decaville Light, and I was thinking there's no way I ran out, and I was like, maybe I did. And so I just went ahead and used Woven Fuse 2 on the outside, which is fine. It still works, but I wanted it to be a little bit more sturdier. I didn't want to use Decaville Heavy, but I wanted to use the Decaville Light. And just so you all know what Decaville Heavy looks like, it's about this thick. See that? And you get that, you can get this at Joann Fabrics. I know you can find it, and I usually pick up rolls from Joann Fabrics because only when they're having every now and again they do 60% off interfacing. I will go get me some Decaville Heavy, but I know you can get it on Etsy, and of course you can get it from Barb's Bags. Barb's Bags are also, here's my Decaville Light. I end up finding it later. I'll talk about that in a moment. But the Decaville Light, and I got this from Barb's Bag. See, much thinner. If we just compare the two, see, there's a total difference. But this really adds some structure without it being so super structured and thick with the Decaville Heavy. So that was my intention with the wallet for the exterior, but at the time I couldn't find it when I was working on it. So yeah, I highly recommend. Again, the instructions are real easy. I just followed the sew along, and I watched it first. I'm glad I did, because otherwise this would have been too wide had I not taken out the room in the middle. So if you want yours a nice size, it measures out, I don't have it, measures out, let's see here, I have a ruler here. This is about 5 inches this way in height, and then width is about, I say this is about 6.5. Yeah, 6.5 by 5. So that's what it ended up measuring out to. But super easy to put together. Super easy. And I cannot wait to switch over this wallet and this handbag, y'all. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So let's get into the big doozy. Okay. Whew, this was good. This was good. I just love making handbags, believe it or not. I really do. So it was nice to sink my teeth into a project like this. This is the Gabby Day Trip bag. This is by Joy, is the owner of Georgia Girl Stitches. And this, okay, where do I start? Where do I start? Here's the bag. And y'all know me, don't judge me. You probably will still see chalk markings somewhere on here, but this is the bag. But let me just get into it. This bag was so good. It took me 2 days. I would say I worked on it off and on, mainly 4 to 5 hours a day. But the cutting, well, here's the thing. Let me start with this. This is a measure and cut pattern, which typically, if you all know, I don't like measure and cut. I just want the pieces there, cut the pieces out, because I don't trust my cutting and measuring. That's just me. I don't trust me, because I will cut something out. It has happened more than once. I've cut something out, measure and cut, and I'm thinking, why won't this fit? And I measure it again, and it's all wrong. For whatever reason, I'm just not good at measuring cutting. But I took my time. The measuring cutting piece, that was on a whole separate day. I did that because I had to get my mind together. And so I did that on a whole separate day, you guys. And the good thing is she also has pattern labels in her pattern. So if once you cut everything out, you have pattern labels. You can cut her pattern labels and place them in, use clips or whatever and place them on the pattern pieces. I'm so used to using post-it notes. That's what I use, writing everything down. But that's just, I'm just used to doing that, especially with handbags, because you have so many pieces and you just want to make sure you don't mix anything up. But it is, so that's the first thing. It is a measure and cut fabric. So pattern. So again, the fabric. Now you will see, and I'll pop up a picture. You will see this bag stands up on its own. The pattern calls for either using leather alternative, more heavier weight, upholstery type fabrics. I was like, I'm going to use regular garment fabric, but I decided to use this wool that was left over from my coat, and you will see that it stands up on its own perfectly fine. And I will tell you the things that I did to ensure that that happened. There are the hardware, I will say, let me start with that. All this hardware, I got like the zipper was from my stash. The D-rings, I don't know specifically, remember where I got the D-rings and stuff, but most of the hardware came from my handmade space, because that's where I get a lot of my hardware, and a few pieces came from More Me Know. So it's usually between those two places I get a lot of my hardware. The leather And this bag is so good if you wanted to work with leather, because you're not sewing through none of this leather. It's all you're using rivets for everything, so you don't have to worry about sewing on any leather. But it came from Springfield Leather Company. If I got that wrong, I'll put it on the screen. But they have strips with strips of leather, and so well, the thing is, thank you, Joy. Shout out to Joy, because when she was I think it was in early January, she was posting on her Instagram how she was finishing up the testing for this handbag. And I initially was going to do her other handbag, but when I saw her testing pictures for this, I was like, oh, I want to do that. And so I messaged her and asked her, hey, I want to do your handbag in February, and do you mind telling me just the hardware and measurements of things so I can prep? And she had no problem with it, and she actually sent me the pattern. So thank you so much, Joy. And so see, look at my marking right there. Don't worry, for pictures I'll try to get that off. But at any rate, so the hardware, I talked about that, where I got that from. The leather, again, if you want to use leather, you can. You don't have to worry about sewing through this leather. It's not anything you're gonna have to sew through. It is quite a bit of hardware that you will need, but you don't have to use all of this hardware. For those who follow me and know, since I started making handbags, I am like a hardware junkie. I just love the way hardware, it just makes the bag or whatever it is just look a little bit more meatier, a little bit more in depth and involved. It's just something about hardware I just love. And so I like I said, the leather came from Springfield Leather. They sell it in rolls because Joy recommended the leather strip. She recommended that company. And then I also looked on Amazon. Now I did pick something up from Amazon, but that leather was like twice as thick as this, so I sent that back and just got what she said, what she suggested. But I decided to go with gunmetal, and initially I was looking for black leather, because I thought, oh, that would look nice, but it definitely would have looked a little bit more utilitarian, I think, a little bit more masculine maybe. And so I'm glad that I went with the tan here, because I think it looks so good. Again, how did I get this to stand up? So for the inside, I used, as I just said, the Decaville Light. I used the Decaville Light, which was the lighter Decaville, but it stiffens up really nice. Not as hard as your Decaville Heavy. For the firm bottom piece, I did use Decaville Heavy for that. And then after I applied my, and I used my heat press. You all know, you've all seen my heat press over there. But I used my, sorry about that, my camera cut off. So using the heat press just definitely helped. I've shown that before. I have a chart over there that show heat press setting for bag making and everything like that. That actually, after watching More Me Know video, I just made a little bit of a chart, and you are just a little crooked. I made a chart and put it above my heat press so I know what setting to use. But besides the which really made interface and everything so much easier. So with using the Decaville Light, I did that first on the wool, and then, and the other thing about wool, it's waterproof, so you know. But anyway, and then I added Annie by Annie Soft and Stable. I used black. I will link everything down in the description box of everything that I, at least the stores and everything I got everything from. But I already had this in my stash. I didn't buy this for this project, so I have quite a bit of this in my stash. And so this is the black in 36 inch by 58 inch. So I then cut out, just for the exterior front and exterior back panel pieces for the Soft and Stable for that, because I knew that would add some structure, and it does. Again, I should have popped up a quick video showing you it standing up on its own. But yes, absolutely love, love, love it. Now, what else? I also, I did not use, you can use pale text for your firm base. But I did want it to be a little bit more structured. You all know I have bond text as well, which is like real, like super, like cardboard, like double cardboard thick. But with my machine, the Genome, I didn't want to, the first time I used that, I had issues even with the Genome because it's like super thick. That stuff is meant to be used with an industrial machine, a true industrial machine, or glue it to the moon and back with some heavy glue. And so I didn't want to do that. So I just used the Decaville Heavy. And then the only thing that I did not do so far as accessory pieces in here is the earbud keeper. I did not do the earbud keeper because I have a separate case for that, and I just didn't need that. So that was the only thing I didn't use. You will need a separate handheld or manual, not manual, but the rivet tool that you use. Let me grab mine real quick. So you have this, and you set the rivet in the bottom, and then you put this on top and you hammer it down. So you will need that because the bottom here, that's how you set these in. Because obviously a rivet press cannot go through all of this, and so you can just when you're finishing off the construction of the outside is when you add this piece down here, which is really good. The only issues I will say when I talk about these instructions, let me just say that, and then I'll tell you the couple areas that I struggle with. The instructions are so good. Do not be intimidated. I was a little concerned when I was like, ooh, I'm gonna do that in February, and I was thinking, ooh, yeah, that looked like some work, but it looked doable. It is doable. Take your time, because when I tell you, her instructions are spot on. There was, when I say, I was really surprised. Usually in the past when I've done more intricate or work through more intricate, and I haven't done that many, but the intricate ones I've done, I felt like the instructions could have added a couple things here or there. She literally, I don't know if somebody transcribed while she was talking, because nothing is confusing here, at least not to me. And not that you all know I've not been making handbags for years and years. And so for me, I was thinking, oh my gosh, this is good. The instructions are so good. I did not have to make a note anywhere. And that's rare. Again, for me, it's rare. The only notes that I did make was about like the earbud piece, that I don't normally do that because I marked that no, don't do that type thing in here. But other than that, these instructions are so good. Joy, you did an awesome job on these instructions. But the thing that gave me the most trouble, and it's more because of my machine, not because of instructions, were these connectors. So you have these connectors here. This is so thick, and I did not interface the connector pieces at all. Initially I did, and this is how thick they are interface, and this was interfaced with woven Decaville Light. And then turning this over, because you got to turn it over, and so my machine wasn't sewing through that. It was not even. And so I recut those pieces, and I didn't interface them at all, and it still was thick. I had to hand crank over the connector pieces, just because my machine, an industrial machine, to go through it just like that. But with the Genome HD 3000, it was not having all those layers. So I mean, I could crank the turn wheel through to get through that part. But yeah, that was the only sewing challenge that I had. You do use a lot of rivets. You do use spring snaps. Did I tell you the dimensions of the bag? The dimensions of the bag is 18 inches wide, 14 inches high, and 5 inches deep across the top. And 14 inches wide at the base. So this can be an overnight bag, a day trip bag, a large bag, a hobo bag, a market bag, or a backpack. It has the pockets. You have an exterior slip pocket, an exterior zipper pocket with 6 card slots and 6 interior slip pockets. And then the straps are removable. They're non-adjustable straps. And then you have the recessed zipper and a 3-snap closure. And so, yeah, I did it all. So let me just show you mine. I went over all the materials, everything I used, the hardware, any issues I had. Oh, the other issue I had was, see this leather, the way this strap goes on, you fold the strap together and then you attach it on inside. You're supposed to use rivets. These are Chicago screws because depending on your thickness, and again, this doesn't have anything to do with the pattern, it's just the hardware that I had on hand. I would definitely suggest, if you, even though I used fabric, I could have used longer rivet posts. I only had the 9x8, and so definitely something longer would have been much better because it would have went through here easily, and I would have been able to set the rivets. But I don't have longer rivets, and I don't have a rivet die to accommodate. Even if I did have longer rivets, that would, because I don't think the 9 would work. If I had longer rivets, I don't think that would have worked for, I think I still need a larger rivet die set. So I use Chicago screws because you can put the one side in and you literally screw in the other side on the inside. I don't know if I can show you. Can you see that? It's screwed in. You really can't tell, and it's hard for me to maneuver the bag for you to see. But that's what I had to use for this, because my rivets, I was struggling. I couldn't get it through all of the thickness. So you do have the strap connectors here. You have the snap that goes over the top, and I'm gonna snap this closed actually so you can see. Let me stand up. So yeah, as you can tell, this is my panel A. But anyway, you have this that snaps closed. You do need snaps. I have spring snaps, utility spring snaps. If you saw my video from Cam Snaps video, and I'll pop that up here in the iCard, you can see that. But anyway, you have the snaps here, so I can snap these closed at the top. You just have the 2 here. So when you close it, this is how it looks. So here's that front slip pocket here, and you put rivets here. So you have the rivets here. I have my label there on the front, and then on the back, which is so super cute, you have the here are the straps. And so with the back here, you rivet this in the back, and with the D-ring, and so you can take these off. So you can easily take these off. So here are the straps, and I have them now connected to the side, that bottom area to the side. And here is that back pocket, and then you have the card slots, which I'm just going to throw my Sam's Club card in here in one of the slots so you can see that it fits. So you have card slots, and it's a nice deep pocket, so you can have card slots here. And then on the inside, let me unsnap this so you can see. So you have, I'm trying to show you this. Oops, upside down. So on the inside, of course, that's where the other straps are. And then once you open this up, you'll notice that mine don't open all the way. How did I manage to do that? I don't know. And not catch it. How did I sew that? This is the recessed zipper. This is supposed to open up all the way. but mine don't. But anyway, I didn't catch that. Wasn't paying attention. You have this accessory holder in here. So say your keys are on a ring, the little clip or something, you can just put that here. Clip that right on the inside. I love that feature. That is such a nice feature. And then on the other side, which will be the back, you have all of these slip pockets. You have, it's a total of 1, 2, 4, 6. So yeah, so you have the middle here, which you add rivets, and then you have you can barely see it. Then you have these, oops, on the side. Can you see that? And this is nice and deep. So when you close it, that's how it looks. So you can have it, you can carry it like this, which would be cute. See me, I would just use one strap. I don't know if you can see that. Let me try to back up and carry it like this. But of course it can go across both as well. Or let me readjust. Or you can readjust and of course close it. You can snap it closed at the top. Since it has the recessed zipper, you may not want to, but I'm just gonna close it at the top. And then there you have it. So for me, more than likely the way I would carry this is just like this, because I like how the straps are long enough where it hits in a perfect spot. And for me, this is more than likely how I would carry this. I usually don't do straps that go across the top like that unless it's built into the pattern like that and it's the only handle. But this is my preference, something like this. Or if I wanted to, that backpack method, like I showed you, have the D-ring back there and just connect them over to the side. So yeah. So yeah, I am so super happy with how it turned out. I am so excited about this, and I am so excited about switching over all of my handbags now. My handbag over into this one until I make another, which will be soon enough. I will make another bag soon. I have actually a couple that I purchased that I'll be showing soon in the haul. But yeah, I am so super pleased. I know this was a longer video, but this was a twofer. You got a review of a handbag and a wallet. So that is it. Stay tuned for Sunday. I have my how far I've gotten with my knitting. We shall see. You will see come Sunday. But yeah, that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Thank you again, Joy, for the pattern, and thank you, Lejanaro, for being a sponsor for BHM Pattern Designers. I really greatly appreciate it. And so yeah, everybody, get your entries in. Make sure you're tagging both Kara and I and using the hashtag BHM Pattern Designers. And yeah, that is it. That's all I have for today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below, and I will see you on Sunday. Bye.